Hi, my name is Felicia and this is my EM2 assignment presentation. So today I'll be doing a claim on how much time Singaporeans spend on their electronic devices. As shown here is 4.5 hours on average and is taken from Straits Times. So to validate the claim at a 5% significance, I have gathered 49 individuals of different ages to collect the data to include more diversity and collect more different values of my data using the two-tailed test. So here I have my null hypothesis of 4.5 hours, which is taken from the article. So it shows that the average screen time is 4.5 hours. The alternate hypothesis, however, suggests that it is not 4.5 hours. Using the two-tailed test, I will prove that the average screen time is not 4.5 hours. So here I have my sample size, which is 49, as shown above, that this is the amount of data that I collected. And then there's the sample mean, which is the average amount of time that Singaporeans spend on their online devices. So from my data, I'll take the average function from Excel and click from A3 and then all the way down to A51, where I'll get the sample mean. So the population mean is just taken from the article itself too. And then there's the sample standard deviation, where it basically tells you how close apart or close together or far apart your data is. So the smaller your standard deviation, the closer together your data. And then here is the formula that I used. I used the standard deviation sample from A3 to A51 to get this value. So my test statistic, it tells us how different our data is from the expected null hypothesis. So it's a calculation value that we'll use later for the p-value or the probability value. So this is the formula that I used for it. So we take the sample mean minus of the population mean divided by the sample standard deviation divided by the square root of sample size. Moving on, the p-value is your probability value, which shows you how likely it is for your null hypothesis, the chances of your null hypothesis being true or not. So here I have a p-value of 0.002 taken from this formula here, 2 times bracket 1 minus norm as distant E14 true. So this will be used to compare to the alpha, which is 5% significance of the 4.5 hours, which is shown here. So in conclusion, since 0.002, which is my p-value, is less than 0.225, we have enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis that Singaporeans spend an average total of 4.5 hours on their electronic devices. And then the margin of error, it shows us how far our data might stray away from the actual population data. So here I have a 95% confidence interval. So it is 95% because we are claiming this at a 5% significance. So this is the range that our values might range from. Thanks for listening, and this is my EM2 assignment.